Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I figured I'm going to do a little bit something different. Really different. I mean, really different. You wondering, what in the world is this fool doing now? Well, I'll tell you what I'm doing. I'm being cheap. I'm being cheap, and I'm going to weld up this frame right here. And what that frame is for, no, it has nothing to do with automobiles. Actually, it's got something to do with a tractor, because this frame will go on my tractor. That frame is going to be the top canopy of my tractor, to be exact. And what I'm doing here basically is squaring this thing up, which you can do that. You don't even need a square really if your pieces are cut to equal lengths. You can measure diagonal and go until you get the same number, and that's pretty much as square as you ever want to be. But all of that aside, maybe the camera sees it, maybe the camera does not. Before, somebody kept screaming, or keeps on screaming, well, why didn't you miter cut it? There's a little bit of a story behind that. I'm not going to tell the story. Basically, in a nutshell, I guessed at this. Yesterday when I cut it, I did not cut this here. I had to guess because my tractor wasn't anywhere near to measure. And I thought, that's wide enough, and surely it don't need to be any wider on a little tractor. I got a small subcontract. But anyway, long story short, it ends up, this damn frame right here is dang near the same as the roll bar on top of it. So this is why I didn't miter cut the ends. That's why I'm doing it like that, and I'm going to fill it in later. Once it's all ground up, nobody gives a crap anyhow, because you can't see it. So I'm a little bit long diagonal over here on this side. I'm going to throw a weld in that corner back there that draws it. Hopefully I'll draw it enough to pull it over some. I'm going to do a good uphill on it. And yes, it is extremely hot today, and of course when you MIG weld, you can't have a fan going, at least not in the direction of where you're welding, and that's where my fan is mounted. All I'm doing here is I got a little twist in the tube. I'm going to go ahead and take the twist out of it by pressing. And it would probably help if I go ahead and put the ground back on. And I don't know about you guys, when you're welding something, if you have luck without a ground or not. Just kidding. So go ahead and tack that up. I'll put me a hot pass. And yes, when you're welding, you don't pull down on the MIG, you go up, weave it up. In case anybody wondering, that's just mild steel tubing, 1.5 by 1.5 by 1/8 of an inch. 1/2 and 7/16. Close enough for me. I'm not going to make a full documentary out of this. I'm going to go ahead and weld that frame up, then turn the fan back on. I'm going to pause the camera in the meantime. So, anyway, as I said, I was going to fab up this frame. Hadn't done anything yet. Eventually, I'm going to go ahead and get me a sheet of Lucabond and put up on top. For right now, I've got some plywood. I got just some 1/4-inch plywood. That's what I used. As far as, you know, materials, I did get a stick of the square tube, but other than that, I had everything sitting here. What I did right there in the middle of it, I'll get you a picture of that. Let me flip this screen around so it would be clear what I'm talking about. What I did on that, in the midsection right there, I took a 1-inch flat bar. I nicked it right there where you see the welds. You zoomed into that. I basically, let me get you back up in here. I basically took and put a kink in that, so we have a little bit of slope so that the water, anything, can run off. It's not much. It's about 3/8 of an inch. Really, in all honesty, it doesn't even look like it is 3/8 of an inch. But I went with the let me just get you a shot of this. So I didn't drill holes in the frame. I went with the original frame. Used a 3-inch. Some 3-inch flat stock. Actually, I cut down the angle and ground it out a little bit. Went straight up. You know, I let it just come down on the top of the bar there. I'm not tall, guys, so I won't hit my head getting on it. So I'm perfectly fine. You know, keep that in mind when you're doing this. I mean, it is close. You want to watch it, but I can get on it without bumping my head. That's the reason that bar is so high, because when you turn the seat, you might have a problem. But anyway, get you back out of it. Haha, I had you zoomed in. I'll let the whole contraption is about 50 inches that away. It's about 40 inches that away. Well, 40 plus the 1.5 on each side, so it's 43 inches actually wide and 50 inches long. Like I said, I kind of goofed up, so I had to fill in the ends, but I guessed at it, so it is what it is. 10.5 inches sticking out from the back side of the bar. I can tell you that. That should be just fine, because when you pivot the seat around to do the back whole thing, oops. So you're still going to be under. You know, you're going to be essentially in the same spot. This thing here, of course, it does have a, well, I said of course, this thing does have a backhoe. I took it off sitting outside the shop, but I do have a backhoe for it. So anyway, guys, I figured I'll share this as something different. Nothing automotive related. Make a little roof. I got to get me some paint. I gotta knock it off. I got other stuff to do right now. I gotta clean up a little bit and set this beast back outside. Like I said, I got some other stuff to do. Don't got time to paint it today. We'll wire brush everything and clean it all up and throw some good epoxy paint on it. Like I said, eventually I'm gonna go with a Lucabond on top of it, paint it all up, make it all look nice, and we'll go from there. But anyway, if you're interested in doing something like that, of course, being that I can get the materials pretty cheap, so I don't have a lot in the square tubing. I'll put it like this. In my case, I don't know how that would be for you guys, but in my case, I got less than $60 in the whole thing. So, I mean, you know, I don't know what you're going to have in it. I can't tell you that. You know, there's no telling. Anyway, there you go, finished product. Like I explained, I just welded me a frame together. I filled in my ends, ground all that up a little bit, you know, make it look nice, and once that's painted, it should look perfectly fine. And take these 4 bolts out, and it comes apart. No problem at all. I've got the outsides welded. I didn't weld the insides yet. Not going to do that today. I'm going to do it later on when I get time to paint it. And besides that, I don't really want to mess with it today anymore. It is hot outside. I don't know where you guys are. It's about 98 over here, and it's humid. So I'm about done on Saturday. You know, I still got oil change and a set of brakes to do. So I'm out. Like, subscribe, and do what it is you do. Hopefully you enjoyed this different video. Ooh, I guess I give you some more information. I cut this camera off a little bit too soon. I'm going to share this with you in case somebody wants to do it. Don't never know. Somebody that might have a Kubota wants to do this. Let me get a pointing device. Let me just get a pointing device. Well, not so much a pointing device as a flat. I'm just going to use a flashlight. So this piece of flat right here. It's 5/16 thick. It's something that I had an angle that was 5/16 thick. What I used, I cut it up, ground it down. I got to dress it up a little bit more, but from the top right here to the bottom edge is 13 inches. And I started my first hole at 255 millimeters. 255 millimeters, and then it's 60 millimeters to the next bolt location. So it's, again, 255 from the top to here, 60 millimeters to the next bolt location, 315 millimeters in total. Of course, nice when you have equipment with DRO or CNC equipment. You can make that pretty accurate. But I split the 3-inch right in the middle. That's what they put their bolt holes, and it is perfect, you know. So there you go.